Good morning, everyone. Here we are again. Yes, and I must warn you, the klutz is in control. I broke a coffee cup, I dropped my pen. Well, anyway, welcome to the September 2nd, 2025 meeting of the Lewis and Clark Board of County Commissioners. Let's all rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's see, I'm supposed to introduce everybody. I'm Candace Payne, the chair of this commission. To my left is Tom Rolfe, the vice chair.
Good morning, Chair Payne.
Good morning, Tom. And to his left is Brandi. Spangler, that's it, who is our recording secretary. And to my right is Commissioner Andy Hunthausen. We do not have anyone from the county attorney's office, I see. That will be duly noted. And to the left, or to the right of Andy Hunthausen, is Roger Balz, our Chief Administrative Officer. You know, there's all kinds of things that could start with a C, C-A-O. Anyway, welcome. We have consent action items. Oh, I forgot about the sign-in sheet. There's a sign-in sheet right there, and an agenda if you care to have one. All right. Now, consent action item 2A. Roger, you want to explain this to us?
Thank you, Commissioner Payne and Commissioners. You have one item to consider today. It's item 2A on the agenda, public meeting minutes for August 14, 19, and 21, 2025. Staff recommends approval. Thank you very much.
Is there any comment from the commission?
None here.
Is there any public comment? Seeing none, could we have a motion, please?
Chair Payne, I would move to approve consent action item 2A as explained by Mr. Balz.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve consent action item 2A. Is there any further comment from the commission? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the public meeting minutes for August 14th, 19th, 21st of 2025 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Now we move into our action items. This is our action item 3A is a subrecipient grant award to Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's Office from the JAG. Edward Byrne Memorial Grant to be presented by Sherryl Martin, but she's not here. I don't think you're Sherryl. Welcome.
Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, my name is Greg Homeland, and I am here this morning to ask you to consider accepting the J. Edward Byrne Memorial Grant Award from the Gallatin County Sheriff's Office in the amount of $32,153.07, with a $13,779.93 match from Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's Office. The funds will go towards the salary of the county's MRDTF deputy. The grant period is July 1, 2025 through June 30th, 2026.
Thank you, Greg. Any questions from this commission?
Chair Payne, just a recognition, I think, speaking to the choir here, but those that might be watching today, MRDTF stands for, and also this is normal operating procedure. We've done this for a long time. We've accepted this grant where I'm working with Gallatin County, who leads the Missouri River Drug Task Force. I'll do it for you there.
Thank you. Yeah.
And so this isn't new or something out of the ordinary. It's something we've been doing for a long time. I just wanted to make sure you got that on the record.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Tom?
We keep hearing good things from the Missouri River Task Force. Appreciate what they're doing. Thank you for your participation.
Okay, is there any public comment? Seeing no public comment, does the commission have any further comments? Seeing none, entertain a motion. Did we already,
Chair Payne, I would move that we accept the subrecipient grant award to Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's Office from the JAG, Edward Byrne Memorial Grant as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve this subrecipient grant award as presented by Greg Holmland. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Item 3B on our agenda, contract between Lewis and Clark County and Halliday and Associates as presented by Alyssa. Spies?
Spies.
Spies.
Close.
Spies. I think Spies. If you could wear some dark sunglasses, maybe a trench coat, then you'd look like a spy. Okay. Let's, would you do the presentation for us, Miss? It's not Spies.
Spies.
Spies. Spies. I've got to figure out a way to remember the correct pronunciation, but if you would continue.
Not what you think. Good morning, Chair, members of the Commission. My name is Alyssa Spies, and I am the Criminal Justice Diversion Coordinator for Lewis and Clark County's Department of Criminal Justice Services. What you have in front of you is a contract between Lewis and Clark County and Halliday and Associates. Criminal Justice Services would like to enter into a 1-month professional services contract with Halliday and Associates for the facilitation of focus groups related to the development of a program for children of incarcerated parents. In compliance with our departmental mission and overall objectives, we're committed to researching, developing, and implementing a program.
Please read more slowly. I have trouble hearing.
I'm sorry. We are committed to researching, developing, and implementing a program that will interrupt intergenerational cycles of system involvement. To accomplish this task in the most effective way, we know that we need to listen to and incorporate perspectives of those that will receive and provide those services. So the focus groups will be the foundation of our program development. So Criminal Justice Services seeks to conduct these focus groups with 2 different populations, the service providers for children aged 0 to 18, and parents and caregivers of children of incarcerated parents. So focus groups with these populations will ensure that the final program will be responsive to group-specific needs. Halliday and Associates have previously worked with the Department of Criminal Justice Services, Citizens Advisory Council, and they're experienced in group facilitation and design. No request for proposal was completed as the previously obtained federal grant funds totaling $4,250 will be utilized. This funding is from the Comprehensive Opioid Stimulant and Substance Use Site-Based Program, or the COSUB grant, from the U.S. Department of Justice's Bureau of Justice Assistance, which currently funds the jail's medication-assisted treatment program, otherwise known as MAP Bridges. Excuse me. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you.
Chair Payne.
Andy.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Spies.
Yes.
Nice to see you. Glad you're here. And welcome and all that. It's not
Thank
been
you.
that long that you've been in your position, but I just wanted to point out a couple of things that you said in your presentation. One, it's part of the mission of the department and one of the core objectives that we're trying to address. And I'll go all the way back to the ask of our citizens back in 2017. It was one of the factors we said we were going to work on was the generational system involvement and try and slow that down and work with those families that are in the system that have young children and try to reduce the chance of generations repeating the system involvement. So thank you very much. I think we're doing what we said we were going to do, and I'm looking forward to this next chapter. We've tried several things over the last years, and this is kind of a new piece where we're going to get hopefully new input, new information, and a new direction for addressing this issue. So thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Chair Payne.
Thank you. Tom, do you have anything?
And just a thought, does seem to be a real critical part of the program to break up that intergenerational problem with of drug use. And I'll be interested to see what you come up with. So I hope that you'll bring us the findings that come out of this, maybe the menu that they put together for future action.
Yeah, yes, I can certainly do that.
I have a question. The Halliday and Associates, apparently they have worked with the Department of Criminal Justice Services Citizens Advisory Council. Can you give us a little description about what kind of work they have done in the past, what kind of programs they have worked with?
I'm not entirely certain the entire scope of their work, but I think they worked on the strategic plan. Is that correct? Yes, for the Citizens Advisory Council.
Is there someone in our audience who could
Julie,
address
would
this?
you know more about that, or?
I may be able to give a little back.
Well, I was hoping there'd be somebody from the department who was going to lead us down this path. You're not going to be down there working.
I know, Chair Payne, I don't think the history's maybe there as much, but
I bet she can talk.
Jillian.
Hello, Jillian Denisi, Chair Commission. Yes, Halliday and Associates conducted our strategic plan for 2020 to 2025. And they met with our Citizens Advisory Committee and our department to sort of pave the path of our objectives.
Thank you. I think this is such an important program. Before I became a county commissioner, I did some work with CASA, and I was shocked at the generational nature of the grandma with the drug use, and then the mama with the drug use, and then she has two little kids that were taken away and put into the system, but she just did everything she could to not help that program work. And it's so important, and we just want to give you all the support we can. So I hope you've got some great creative people on this particular focus group. Thank you. Is there any public comment on this matter? Seeing no public comment, could I entertain, or I would entertain a motion?
Chair Payne, I move to approve the contract between Lewis and Clark County and Halliday and Associates as explained by Alyssa Spies.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the contract between Lewis and Clark County and Halliday and Associates. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of approving the contract between Lewis and Clark County and Halliday and Associates indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Item 3C on our agenda, contract between Lewis and Clark County and Becky Brandborg.
Sorry, I thought I broke the microphone for a second. It made a weird
Uh-oh.
cracking sound.
Oh,
It seems to be working.
that will go on your permanent record.
Hope not. Good morning again, Chair and members of the Commission. For the record, my name is Alyssa Spies. What you have before you is a contract between Lewis and Clark County and Becky Brandborg Criminal Justice Services would like to enter into a 1-month professional services contract with Becky Brandberg, consultant, for the facilitation of focus groups relating to developing a jail diversion program. These focus groups will be the foundation of diversion program development, and Criminal Justice Services hopes to conduct focus groups with 3 different populations: criminal justice stakeholders, criminal justice service providers, and justice impacted individuals. The focus groups with these 3 populations will ensure that the final jail diversion program will be responsive to group-specific needs. Becky Brandberg has worked with the Department of Criminal Justice Services on previous projects and has experience in focus group facilitation. No request for proposal was previously obtained, as federal grant funding totaling $4,250 will be utilized, and similar to the focus group for children of incarcerated parents, this money is going to come from the Comprehensive Opioid Stimulant and Substance Use Site-Based Program. That's a mouthful. COSUP, grant from the U.S. Department of Justice's Bureau of Justice Assistance. Staff asked the commission to approve the professional services contract between Lewis and Clark County and Becky Brandberg for the facilitation of the diversion focus groups. I'm happy to take questions.
Thank you. Any questions from the commission? Tom?
No, maybe a comment after, as we
Okay.
vote.
Andy? I have a question. The introductory paragraph said that this is to develop a jail diversion program. Don't we already have a jail diversion program? Isn't that what Kelly?
Do you mean the pretrial services program?
That might be. Yes.
So this would be more, so it wouldn't be people being charged. So it would be more a law enforcement thing, where law enforcement encounters someone who maybe gets trespassed a lot from different areas. And those individuals often have more complex mental health issues, and a lot of, like, maybe they need housing, they need and have a lot of other things that they need access to. And the idea would be to connect those individuals with social services in a more kind of assisted way. So pretrial is more, as it kind of sounds, pre-trial, where individuals have been arrested or charged with something, but they haven't been tried yet. And so this would be more, instead of getting that charge, law enforcement would say, oh, you've been trespassed a lot. I know you have these problems. Let me connect you with this service, and we can, let me connect you with these case managers, and we can help facilitate housing applications, social security, driver's licenses. Sorry if that's not making a lot of sense. I'm trying to explain it very quickly. Does that kind of make sense?
I am not in a rush. I think this is very important, and I really want to hear what you have to say, Sue.
Okay. So yeah, it's just a partnership with law enforcement and criminal justice services. And the idea would be, we have somebody in the community, either one organization or a partnership of organizations, and the law enforcement is doing the diverting. They're encountering these individuals and directing them into the program. And then case managers would come pick the individuals up and help connect them to those more long-term services, as opposed to pretrial, which is more, you've been charged with something.
Charged but not tried.
But not tried.
Okay, so is this involve the city of Helena Police Department as well?
Yes.
Okay, it's not just county law enforcement.
Not just
it's
county.
City.
Yes.
There was a gentleman who the Helena police would call when they found someone sleeping in a doorway, and I can't think of his name, and he worked for the Salvation Army program, and he would pick them up, and he was not threatening to the homeless people. He would go talk to them, and he would take them and get them into the various programs. I believe he is now working for St. Peter's Hospital.
Is that Mark Ney,
Mark,
perhaps?
yes, thank you. It is Mark Ney.
Yes.
So,
We currently have, sorry to interrupt you.
no, you go right ahead.
We have a number of crisis response programs. So the Mobile Crisis Response Team, Fuse, and those are specifically focused on like if an individual is in crisis or actively suicidal. And that's not necessarily as long-term for service connection as what we would be trying to do with the diversion program, if that makes sense.
As I recall from various conversations I had in the community, the reason Mark Ney was successful was he didn't approach the indigent people who were affected by this. He didn't come across that he was the authority and he was in charge. He had lived the life and he thought about, he was intuitive as to suggestions as to what would help this person. They were not threatened by him. And I'm hoping that as you come to work through this new program, you could use some of what it, so often if Big Brother steps up, people feel like they're being bullied or they're being forced to do something. And I just would really like to have his
Input?
attitude incorporated into
Yes.
this program.
Yes.
Is that?
Yes, I've had conversations with Mark already, and I'm happy to further incorporate him into
Okay.
kind of the project.
Well, he seemed to have answers that that other people were not providing. So, okay. Any further questions? Andy?
Chair Payne, just to carry on with that, Mark, great guy, but the position remains the street outreach worker, and it's through Good Samaritan Ministries.
Yes.
That is
And
correct.
our place, and working with our place quite a bit. And we participate in that through funding and other ways. But this is great because a true diversion program is essentially that intercept zero, where we're trying to intercept people prior to entrance into the criminal justice system, where, as you described, the pretrial services, they're already engaged with the system. They've been in front of a judge and assigned to pretrial or whatever. So this really is a great opportunity to work with all of these nonprofits in the community, as well as law enforcement, as you've described again, to try and divert people from the system prior to. And we can recognize those risk factors, which you were just describing, someone who might be in trouble or have history of engagement with the system, and really try and divert them by getting them the assistance they need with keeping them engaged with the system. And
Yeah.
we don't want to do that. So it's great. And I just adding my own explanation on there, but
Yeah,
I think
thank you.
this is great. Other communities have been doing it with great success. We have an opportunity with this funding to do this. And I was on a task force with judges and others to consider jail population reduction. And this was one of the solutions that came out of that task force. So I think we have our criminal justice group, not only our citizen group, but then our judge group and the other folks on board with looking at diversion in this way. So I think we're all paddling in the same direction. So thanks for bringing it. I'm looking forward to Becky's work and
Of course.
the results of the
Thank you.
focus groups.
Yes, and I'm happy to do further presentations informationally if you want to know more. I don't know if you want it to be in front of the commission, or I can just.
But you don't know if we want to what?
If I'm happy to do a more formalized presentation on what this program is, if you want to know more information.
I think, what I've discovered about the county is they hire really good people who know a lot more about the subject than I do. And if I just have a general idea that these things, the work is getting done, I assume that you're going to go out and make sure this is done in an appropriate manner and spend our money wisely. And if it does not turn out all that well, you will again get the opportunity to stand in front of the commission and explain, why isn't this working? Okay. Thank you. Let's see. Questions. Is there any public comment on this matter? Seeing no public comment, I would entertain a motion.
Chair Payne, I'd move that we approve the contract between Lewis and Clark County and Becky Brandborg as described.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the contract between Lewis and Clark County and Becky Brandborg as described by Alyssa Spies. Spies? Is there any further comment?
If I
Tom?
might, I'm going to get on my soapbox a little bit here. I really believe that there is a need to change the way we're looking at things. And I think we're starting to get some recognition from the federal government. There needs to be funding to help people get out of their situation of homelessness or drug abuse and mental illness. I was absolutely encouraged by the executive order that came out of the White House a couple of weeks ago, and dealing with just this subject and indicating they want to put money to help people get through their addictions, to get through their mental health problems. Most everything we do in this realm indicates that folks who are homeless, that somewhere near 90% of them have either an addiction problem or a mental health problem or both. And we have not been giving the people the extra boost to make sure that they stay with their treatment, to make a difference in their lives. And I think this is important. And if we can just get the funding to get things like the Journey Home opened, to get facilities paid for that will help people through their addictions and whatnot, their addictions and their mental illness, to get to a better life, then we can start making progress. We seem to have said in the past that if we just give them a home, everything will be better. That's not true. We have to tie it to helping them get through their mental health and addiction problems. And I believe that if we don't do that, we're just kidding ourselves. So I'm encouraged. I hope that this will do something towards that. And I hope that we all encourage our congressional delegation to support the financing of places like the Journey Home and other places that will help people through their addiction process and get them to a better life. So thank you for what you're doing, but we've got so much more to do in order to make success.
Thank you, Tom. Any further comment? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the contract between Lewis and Clark County and Becky Brandborg indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you all. The time has come for public comment on any public matter within the jurisdiction of this commission that is not on the agenda above. Seeing no public comment, this meeting is adjourned.